Hello, lovely followers, and welcome to English with Teacher Dixon. Today, I want to delve into the graphemes of vowel number 1 and 2. It is important to engage in this particular topic because of the relevance of studying letters alongside sound for vivid understanding. Previously, we delved into the description of vowel sounds, both the monophthongs and the diphthongs. So in this series, I want to deliberate on the letters of the alphabet that can spell each of those sounds. So particularly, I want to begin with vowel number 1 and vowel number 2. So I'd like you to understand that graphemes refer to the letters of the alphabet representing any of the phonemes. Thus, we can have different graphemes representing a particular sound at different positions of words. And it is pivotal to understand this in order to be able to pronounce words correctly and accurately. Note also that letters are what we see, whereas sounds are what we hear. So even when we have the phonetic symbols will not be written in an essay. If you have a paper to read, all you are going to see is letters of the alphabet and not phonemes. It is when you read that we can hear you and then perceive the sound that you are articulating. So having the understanding of the phoneme represented by a particular letter will help us in the articulation of sound as well as pronunciation of words accurately. So I would like you to pay apt attention to this particular discussion and the words we have here together with the transcriptions. So we have on the board vowel number 1. This is a long high front spread vowel. That is to say, when you want to articulate this sound, ensure the duration is long. Again, that the front of the tongue is raised towards the roof of the mouth, and then your lips are spread. That is how to get the articulation of this sound accurately. So this is E, E. My lips are spread. So you have to ensure your lips are spread when you want to articulate the sound. Here are different spellings of vowel number 1. In other words, where you have EE in words, you are likely to have the sound E. Again, EA, E, IE, EI, OE, and other unusual patterns. All right, so let's begin with the grapheme EE. We have examples here. In the word meat, we have E in place of EE. Tree, E in place of EE. Green, E in place of EE. Bee, E in place of EE. That's to say that EE is a spelling of the E sound. Then we have number 2 grapheme, which is EA, as in see, mean, teach, dream, please. We have also E as in he, me, she. IE as in breathe, thief, knees. EI as in receive, deceive, ceiling, perceive. So note the pronunciation of these words and that transcription. And note that you pronounce words based on the way they are transcribed, following the phonetic symbols used in the transcription. For instance, this is E, and so you have thief. All right, we have OE. OE is often mispronounced by many persons. So it is very important to make ample use of this time to study the articulation of the sound we have under OE in all these words. Let's begin with phoenix. In place of OE, we have E, so it is phoenix and not phonics. Phoebe and not phobie. Amoeba and not amoeba. Esophagus and not esophagus. Take note of the correct pronunciation of these words. Phoenix, Phoebe, amoeba, esophagus. Then we have also the unusual spelling of the E sound. For instance, EY in key and QAY in key. These two words are homophones. They have the same pronunciation but different in spelling and in meaning. So take note that KEY is pronounced the same way QUAY is pronounced. All right, let's also look into vowel number 2. Vowel number 2 is the short, high front, unrounded vowel. Short in the sense that the duration is always limited when articulated. Then the front of the tongue is equally raised like the first sound during the articulation, and also the lips are unrounded. A, A, A. The vowel number 2 is in between E and A. So that's why it sounds like somewhat like vowel number 3, A. It is not A, it is not E, it is A. Right. So we have the spellings for vowel number 2, ranging from letter I to Y to E to I and IE. These are the most obvious spellings for this particular sound. Right. Let's look at the words example. Letter I as in set, hit, pain. Letter Y as in gym, myth, him. Note at this point that letter Y is not only a consonant letter, it can also be a vowel letter. That is to say, in some cases, letter Y represents a consonant letter, like the word yam, yellow, and many other words. Letter Y, we all know, is a consonant letter, but sometimes it can also represent a vowel sound. For instance, in this case, we have Jim, Smith, him. We also have letter E as a grapheme of vowel number 2, A, as in pretty. England. Note the word England. It is not England, it is not England. So it is England. The same way we pronounce English. A, that is the sound. All right, so we have women, economy, in other words, under the grapheme E. Again, we have this particular grapheme that most people mispronounce. Okay, so look at, in place of UI in all these words, we have the A sound, as in build, rather. We have as in build, 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 biscuit, take it. So it is not build, because in this transcription, we don't have the O sound. It's not build, but build, build, build. Biscuit and not biscuit. The stress is on the first syllable. That's why we have this symbol. audible sound. So it is this case. We have circuits. Circuits. All right. Lastly, under the vowel number 2, we have IE as in mischief or save. Note at this point that we can have the same letters or different sounds in different words. For instance, in in mischief, we have the A sound, but in chief, we delete this prefix, chief. We have the E sound, chief, but in mischief, we have the short sound. So always make your dictionary your final point of reference. Don't assume sound. Make reference. Whenever you feel confused, ensure you find out. Get the actual phonetic symbol in there in place of a particular letter you don't know how to articulate or pronounce. Okay, so these are the graphemes of these two phonemes. I would like you to take cognizance of them and employ them when you are pronouncing words or articulating words. It is very important to study sounds alongside letters because sounds are what we hear, whereas letters are what we see. And when you're reading, you can only see the letters. So if you don't know the sounds underneath the letters, it will be difficult to pronounce words correctly. Thank you for watching this video. I want to believe this makes sense to you and you've learned something from this. At this point, I would like you to like this video, comment on it if you have any question or contribution, and please share this video to reach a wider audience. Really appreciate it. Many thanks. I remain your very own teacher.